Welcome to the heart of Hoffman Estates. Glad to have you with us. With a large geographic footprint, the village is fortunate to have quality organizations to assist the more than 52,000 residents that live and work within its boundaries. Gigi's Playhouse founder, Nancy Gianni, invited trustee Karen Mills and I to learn about her mission to change the wording of a national proclamation from Down Syndrome Awareness Month to Down Syndrome Acceptance Month. You'll soon learn one word can make a world of difference. Lastly, trustee Gary Palafis and I met with representatives from Fremd High School's LYFE program. The acronym, Love Your Friends Equally, is a fitting description of the great work this group is doing to help those with disabilities in the community. Enjoy the show. I'm Mayor Bill McLeod, and welcome to the heart of Hoffman Estates. I'm here with trustee Karen Mills and Nancy Gianni, the founder of Gigi's Playhouse that started in Hoffman Estates 13 years ago. Nancy, you want to explain what Gigi's Playhouse is?
Sure. Gigi's Playhouse is our Down Syndrome Achievement Centers. So we serve everybody from a prenatal diagnosis all the way through to career skills. And we give free educational and therapeutic programs for not only the individual with Down syndrome, but their family and the community.
So what drove you to start Gigi's Playhouse?
Gigi, my daughter, was born with Down syndrome. We did not know she was going to have Down syndrome. And there was so much negativity just surrounding her birth. And, you know, there was condolences and not congratulations. And I'm a really positive person, and it really got to me. So I really just wanted to help any new family that got that diagnosis. I wanted them to have a positive place to go, a place to go where, you know, it's not just going to be from 0 to 3. We're going to be with you the rest of your life. We are going to give you all the tools you need to succeed, and that you don't have to be afraid. That we've all walked in your shoes, we've all been there before, and I wanted it to be a part of the community. I wanted it to be a place where the Cub Scouts could come in, or the schools can come in for a field trip and really get to know our kids and really become their advocates out in the community, and it's working. I mean, the volunteers are the heart of Gigi's Playhouse. It wouldn't be here without them, and that was really my goal, to really bring that positive spin on Down syndrome and to educate the communities on what we're all about.
So you started here in Hoffman Estates 13 years ago with one Gigi's. You now have 31 across the United States and Mexico. I guess the question I would ask is, how'd you do this?
I surrounded myself with very smart people. I got to know my mayor. Really important piece, get to know your village people. It was a tough thing to get started, but now that we created this model here in Hoffman Estates, they're replicating it across the country like this. Because we have credibility now. We have a place like Gigi's in Hoffman Estates, and we have a model to show them how it works. We do one-on-one tutoring in both literacy and math. We do free therapeutic programming, everything from teaching the child to crawl, to free speech therapy, career skills, fitness skills, everything they need to get them ready for their next phase in life. So whether it's prenatal diagnosis. We have a lot of mothers that come in directly from across the street. We had a dad come in the other day. His child with Down syndrome was only 4 hours old. And the hospital said, you know what, you need to go to Gigi's. And he came here just to get an idea of what his life was going to be like. And you know what, he left here smiling. He left here knowing he's never going to be alone. And that alone is a gift.
Again, you still haven't quite answered my question. How
Imagine
did you do this? How did you do this? I mean, Gigi's is 31 of them. I mean, this is a real movement that just started 13 years ago.
Yeah.
How have you enlisted so many people to help? And you had a vision. How did you make that vision a reality?
You know, we have never actively gone out and looked for locations for Gigi's. People have always come to us. So what we've done is just created a replicable model. We've had endless people, not just parents, who get involved in opening a Gigi's Playhouse because it makes your community better. And we were able to show that through Hoffman Estates. Then we were able to replicate it out in Fox Valley. Then people saw it. And then it was just kind of that, and so on and so on.
You provide all these services for free, F-R-E-E. How are you able to do that?
I beg, brother. You know, I'm out everywhere all the time trying to get people to understand how important the programming is that we do here. We survive on donations. That's exactly how we make it. We're trying to go now with more corporate sponsorships. I mean, that stuff is really important to us. We really don't have a lot of grant funding from a state level or, you know, only because the money that we get in here, we have to keep. We can't risk losing it. If we start a program, we have to keep it sustainable, and we have to always be able to keep it going. So we need money that's going to stay forever, and that's why we're looking now for national sponsors out in the communities across the country.
So if someone in Hoffman Estates or anywhere wanted to help the Gigi's Playhouse, help people with Down syndrome, what should they do?
Give us a call, stop in at any location. I would love to give them a tour. We love to show them. The beautiful thing about Gigi's Playhouse is you could walk in anytime and see your donation in action. Anytime. And that's why I love it. They can go to our website and donate. I would love it if they just came in or if they called me, because I could then give them a tour and really show them what we're all about and talk to them about our future, talk to them about our growth and why it happened and what we see in the future. I mean, we're just getting started here.
Tell us a little bit about the volunteers you have come in and help. I know you have people with specific skills in addition to just volunteers who
Yes.
give their time. Can you explain some of those? I know self-defense classes
Oh
and
my
all
gosh.
sorts of things you do.
Self-defense, first aid. We have Rotary comes in here and they bring all their different talents that they have within their organization. And so it's whether it's leadership skills, whether it's self-defense, CPR. This morning, I think that you saw some video here this morning that they were shooting our LMNOP class, which is language, music, and our PEEPs. And that's all about speech and communications from 3 months to 36 months. And it's facilitated by students from Elmhurst University. And their professor is here every Tuesday to watch them, make sure they're putting on their program. They're all in the speech pathology program, the master's program at Elmhurst, and they're here getting to meet the kids firsthand, working one-on-one. So it's kind of a win-win. We're getting amazing speech therapy for our families for free, and they're getting what they need, their internship here, and what they need to graduate. The beautiful thing about Gigi's, I think, is just that whole volunteer component. We're 98% volunteer run across the country. 98%. It is amazing. I walk in here at all different times and I can't believe what's going on. Speech therapy sessions, one-on-one tutoring in literacy and math by teachers that are here volunteering their time. I can stop by here anytime and come in here and there's a child learning. It blows me away every day, and it wouldn't happen. I mean, 98% volunteer run. The Playhouse is here, it's paid for 24/7, and we would love to help other organizations that need a place, that they want to maybe have a place for their support groups, maybe have a play group. Whatever it is, we're here for them. And we go so far beyond Down syndrome. Our global message is one of acceptance for all. And it's just, our programming is geared to the learner with Down syndrome, but our message is acceptance for all.
Tell us about the change that's come about in Down Syndrome Awareness Month to Down Syndrome Acceptance Month.
Yes. Well, it's exciting to me because anybody can be aware. But if you're going to accept, you have to take action. You know, I don't want someone to be aware at school that Gigi has Down syndrome. I want them to sit next to her at lunch. Or I want them to invite her to go out and play. Or like you talked about in your proclamation, maybe open up a job opportunity for her, a volunteer opportunity for her. Take action. And that's what I feel like Acceptance Month is. You know, aware to be aware, kind of a noun. Acceptance is verb. It's take action, get out there and make a difference.
Well, you've set the template on how to replicate a Gigi's Playhouse, but still your fundraising ability is legendary. Without that, you couldn't have done that.
No. What we do here is we inspire, we empower, and we believe. And you know what? I feel like we don't just do that for our families, but we do that for our donors. You know, they feel better about what they do. They get to see it at any given time. And I think that's why they continue to give. And that's why we do get new donors. They get to come in and see it. Well, you saw Gigi Fest. I mean, there was 1,000 people here in our parking lot. And that's what we need to do, is invite that community in, take away some of that fear of what Down syndrome is, and let them see what we can do when we have the means in a place like Gigi's, the life that we're able to give them.
Well, as usual, being mayor, I monopolize the conversation. Trustee Mills, do you have a question?
Well, I think one of the most important things you said is that they are not alone. And I think that's a great message to get out there, because having known people who just didn't know which way to head.
Right.
Before you were around to help them.
Yes.
This is a terrific organization.
Oh,
now, Gigi's University.
Yes.
Want to talk about that at all? Because that's a great new concept.
Right, and that started with this when we opened up this building 3 years ago. And, you know, we knew when we were empowering and helping new parents that we were able to change that child's life, that the parents were able to believe, the parents pushed harder, and the parents, everybody, the harder we are on our kids, the stronger they're going to be. But it's hard to be hard on them, especially when they've got, things that make life even harder for them. But the harder we are, the stronger they're going to be. And we knew that with our children, we were getting that through to the parents. So now we have the adults, and as when you're an adult, when the kids are little, you're going to sit with them on your lap and you're going to read to them. You're going to take them to the park to make sure they get exercise. When they get to be 21, 22 years old, they're not going to sit on your lap so you could read to them. You're not going to hone those skills anymore. You're not going to be out there, and you're getting older yourself too, so you're not going to be out there making sure they get your workout in. You're just grateful if you get your own workout in. You know what I mean? But I wanted to raise the bar. So Gigi University is confident you, healthy you, whole you. And it's extremely goal-oriented. When you come into it, you're going to keep a journal of your food, you're going to keep a journal of your workouts, and you're going to reach your goals. That's what it's all about, and that's what they do at Gigi University. And then when they graduate Gigi University, they go on to our Hugs and Mugs store, which is a retail store, but it's also, that's right, our Hugs and Mugs Cafe and gelato. And it's also a career training center. It's a place where they can then start building their resume. And then we get them working out in the community, and it's been working. So we would love to have more of the community come in and really see their potential.
And I think that's another question. Maybe we have people in our community who may not be able to do monetary donations to you, but what else can they do to help you?
Oh my gosh, volunteer, volunteer, volunteer. Whether it's working directly with the kids, whether it's office work, accounting. There is no volunteer job too small. Helping us with silent auctions, helping us with decorating, helping us with cleaning, helping us with our carpets. Our babies are on our carpets all the time. Carpet cleaning is huge. And that's something that, we've got the thing, we just don't always have the time to get it done. It's unlimited, the help that we need to get it done. And I could promise you, you come in here and you bring your children, they are, they're going to walk away changed. You will be changed. You will be touched. And I think that's the really important part. That's what we need in this world.
We've certainly raised people's understanding of Down syndrome and what people with Down syndrome can accomplish. So I salute you.
Well, thank you. I salute you for helping me. Honestly, walking in your doors that first time, you have no idea how afraid I was and how welcoming you were. You're going to meet with the mayor. I had no idea what to expect. And then to have somebody who had my back and has now had my back for 13 years as we've been growing this thing means more to me than you will ever know.
You knew what you're doing from day one.
Oh, yeah, right.
Well, thank you, Nancy Gianni and Gigi's Playhouse.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes. Our website is gigisplayhouse.org, and our phone number is 847-885-PLAY, or 885-7529.
I'm Mayor Bill McLeod, and I'm with Trustee Gary Palafis at Fremd High School. You might ask, why are we in Palatine at Fremd High School? But all the children who live in Palatine Township, North Hoffman, attend Fremd High School. It's a great school. I know Gary's kids going here, and mine went here, so we're very proud to be here. We wanted to talk to you specifically about the LYFE program. Can someone inform us about this? We've heard good things about it.
So LYFE stands for Love Your Friends Equally. We created this year and a half ago, and it all started out with the mission to get everyone together, break our bubbles, and have the community come in together as one to form a friendship that will be remembered throughout your high school experience. And that's where Love Your Friends Equally comes in, where a student with disability should be treated just as a regular ed student or anyone else. So we really have no boundaries as to how a friend should be made. It's you love your friends all equally. So
how did this get started?
So like I said, a year and a half ago, Mrs. Denna, our sponsor over here, was giving a speech about her overcoming obstacles, and I was in the crowd then, and so I was like, well, there should be a club here that has everyone represented, has everyone coming together to have one ambition, which is to create a friendship that lasts your high school experience. And so I gathered a couple of friends. So Ruchi and Sahiti over there are a couple of the people that we reached out to, and we started LYFE.
Okay, what type of activities and what exactly do you do in the LYFE Club?
So at LYFE, we do a lot of different activities, including we recently had an empathy workshop that Sophie can talk about later. We also do volunteering events with the community, and we also have just really fun social events. Like we had a pizza social and a cupcake baking party where we can all get together and just meet new people free of like pressure or the need to do a certain activity like there are in other clubs.
One of our biggest mission events was we wanted to make sure that the social events at Fremd are accessible for all students. So we make sure that we have a presence at typical events such as homecoming and the golf cart decorating parade, going to sporting events and school, like musicals and variety shows. We also participate in the Halloween Fest where we decorate a room for the community, and we just recently started a respite program where 4 times a year we open up the school for up to 30 children with special needs and their siblings, and parents can drop off their kids and have a few hours of free time.
So 2 weeks ago we had an empathy workshop, which was on Saturday, and it was a half-day event where we had about 40 participants that were from the club and other students at Fremd. And what we did was we had several activities, and we also had a panel with guest speakers just to kind of get students to kind of have a different perspective of both people with disabilities and also just differences. And I think it went really well, and people gained a nice insight from that.
How does one become involved in LYFE? And to follow up that up, what has been their experience with participating in the LYFE program?
To join LYFE, you pretty much just come to a meeting, and then you can sign up on Fremd has a sign up, and it's really easy to join. And like the kinds of activities we do, it's made to be like fun, and you can we have meetings every 2 weeks, and you can choose what activities you want to do, and there's a bunch of volunteering events outside of school and in school. So like we volunteer with the school outside of Fremd called Kirk, and they're a school for kids with more like special needs, and they need to have more attention. So we like learn about them, and we try to see beyond their disabilities and become friends with them. And it's a great way to learn about people with disabilities and like how to treat them like people, and like they are people that like. And I feel like I learned a lot from LYFE. Like I've learned that if you're ever nervous about something, just ask for help, like, or just ask someone if they need help. Like it's okay to not know what you're doing, and it's okay to ask for help, I guess.
Being a member of LYFE is a really good opportunity, but we don't push anyone to come to every single meeting. We do understand that some people have sports and are busy in some times of the year, so we just want people to come when they can, and we do encourage them to come to at least 2 meetings outside of, 2 activities outside of our normal meetings, just so that we get to see their faces more and cultivate new friendships.
How many members do you have in the LYFE Club?
We currently have about 70 members right now. Last year our membership was around 85 or 90. We typically see a big growth at the end of fall sports when students who are in track and golf and bowling and whatnot are able to start coming to after-school activities. So we definitely have a big group. One thing I wanted to talk about, Bethany, can you talk about the Lunch Buddies program and your friendship with Amanda that came from that?
So the Lunch Buddy program is a program where just people get together with you during your lunch period or your lunch period of your day, and you just hang out with them during your lunch. You just talk with them, and I started this with my friend last year, and we and I just became really nice friends. It's made a big difference. At the beginning of the year, I was just sitting alone. Like, people would just pass me by, and it made a big difference in my life to know that, like, other people do care about me, so.
And I think the best part about the Lunch Buddies program is that it's not just for certain people. I know there's like a stigma sometimes about, oh, you can only join a program if you're so-and-so, but really it's for anybody who wants to meet new people, and it's fantastic. Like, there's so many people that have come to us saying, I've met a new friend, and it's really great.
Another great idea that came from our club, and actually from part of Bethany's ideas, was the addition to adaptive PE leaders.
Oh,
and
yes.
Currently at Fremd, we only have a few students in the adaptive PE program, and so they had a class of 2 or 3 students, and they were really limited in what they were able to do with 2 or 3 students. And PE was boring, and their activities consisted of walking on the track, and it just wasn't exciting for them. And
we know at other schools where there's a larger group of students with adaptive PE needs, they have PE leaders and they have peer buddies that basically participate with them in PE class. And so they're not necessarily helping them, but they are their friends and they're doing activities together and they're working on modifying activities so that PE is a more enjoyable experience and the students enjoy the exercise and the social opportunities that come from that. And so we worked hard last year to be able to get that in place. And this year, how many buddies are there? 3 in your class?
We have currently 5 or 6, 4 or 5, yeah. So it's a big difference from 2.
I think one distinction Mrs. Denna made about peer buddies rather than helping each other is really important and something we embody within our club, especially because it's not a club where you can help people who you think need your help or need you to assist them in doing something. During our empathy workshop, Mrs. Denna said something about how everybody with disabilities has a parent, has a teacher, has therapists. What they really need is a friend. And that's something that I think we strive to accomplish every day within our club.
It's kind of sad that it's my senior year. It's truly been literally all of our babies. Like, we've seen it grow. And it's something that I'm personally very passionate in. This club has really transformed many lives, including mine. The amount it's really opened up my paradigms to see that the life it's not all about like centered around you. It's not like all academics. It's not all athletics. It's not just like one structured path, but there's so many people that can make a difference in your life and you never know where they're going to come from. And that's something that I learn something new every time I go to a club meeting or like every time I see someone new in the hall from LYFE. So
Yeah, LYFE has forever changed my life, and it's been such a great club to just really make you feel like you're not different. Like, you don't, like, even though you may look a little different, you might feel different, like academically and stuff. You're just not. I mean, people treat you the same, and so I made a lot of friends in it.
Like, the first person I met in this club was McLeod, and I think he was a great person to get me into the club. And I got to meet all these other people through this club, and I'm really glad that I've had that opportunity.
I feel like because of LYFE, I feel more comfortable talking to people because, like, especially, like, talking to Mrs. Denna every day. Like, I'm usually really nervous talking to teachers and things, but, like, emailing Mrs. Denna, talking to her, it made me feel really comfortable talking to teachers. And, like, it also helped me with responsibility because I try and do a lot of, like, programs for, like volunteering and stuff, and it helped me, like, learn how to keep track of things and, like, remember to do things. And I just feel like LYFE has, like, given me a lot of chances to make new friends, and it's a great opportunity, and I love it so much.
I'm just really happy that we have a program like this. I have a sister with special needs, and I'm really happy that we have something that, like, people I hope that treat her the same way that we treat our people in our club.
I'm really thankful for LYFE. It's like very like relaxing or like relieving to know that there's a community at like the end of the day that will accept everyone for who they are. So I'm really thankful for that and what we've done.
I don't have any experience with this group, aside from the fact that my son Joshua attends. And Joshua has some higher special needs that requires greater support, so he goes to Palatine. But they have decided to bus him over, so he misses 8th hour at Palatine to come here to attend, which makes him feel better about himself because he has a neurotypical brother that attends here who's a junior. And they grew up together and had all the same friends. And when those friends are over during the summer, they're all Fremd students. So he really wants to be a part of what you're all doing here. And I love what you said about having no boundaries. That is the biggest thing that resonates with me that you mentioned. Don't ever let LYFE put boundaries around you. You're off to a great start. And if you allow yourself to not have those boundaries, you've already accomplished some amazing things. You'll be able to do so much more. So congratulations. Keep that up. You're doing great.